Hi, today we want to dispel some career return myths.
Yes, there are tons of myths that are out there, and we thought we would do a little breakdown of the most common that can trip you up or make you feel stuck, right?
Or maybe even stop you from starting to relaunch your career at all.
Yes.
Because you feel kind of daunted.
So we hear this all the time. I'm unique. No one else had a big career break or took 12 years off or 17 years off or 20 years off.
For some people, the daunting number is 3. It just depends on what your kind of benchmark is.
But whatever that sort of unique thing that is making you feel like you're the only one who has some sort of an issue with that career span of time, this is for you.
It is. So I think the best way to dispel this myth is just with statistics. So the preeminent study on women who take career breaks of 2 or more years. So a career break is you leave the workplace for 2 or more years, was done by McKinsey in 2015. And they found that 43% of professional women, this is not just all women, it's not blue collar or labor jobs, it's professional white collar jobs. 43% of them take a career break of at least 2 years at some point in their career. Not always with the first child. Sometimes it's like the third one's the one that pushes you over the edge.
That's when I took my full career break.
Exactly. So that's high. That's almost half. A more recent survey that was co-sponsored by LinkedIn and Census-wide, which was done, I think, in 22 or early 23. And it was a smaller study, but they came out with 64% of women. So, and then a study by the Mom Project, I think, found that I think 80% of women think they will take a career break. So you are not alone.
No.
I mean, I just say, let's just settle on 50%. Right. Half of all your professional colleagues at some point will take a career break of 2+ years. And of all women in the professional workplace. So,
and you're just pulling data from other sources. I mean, we have our own data that we haven't done we haven't formalized it, but we see this on a regular basis. Women who have extended gaps, many, many years. You are not unique, and you are unique.
And you won't be the first person that hiring manager has seen. I mean, just statistically, they're going to be, even the most clueless recruiter or hiring manager is going to be somewhat aware of what you're doing because it's commonly done.
But these students that we have are landing jobs regularly with these career gaps. Okay, so here is the next one that we hear often. I'll never get back to work at my previous level, or forget about advancing, right? I'm not going to be able to do that either.
And so because of that myth, the mindset then becomes, well, I just have to take whatever workplace crumbs are thrown my way. So I'm going to take a low-level job. I'm going to work retail. I'm going to be a para in my kids' schools. And those are all great careers. And for some people, they're enough. But if you, like this particular example are someone who's really driven, who had a big career and wants to do that again, you need to know that you can, and that you can advance. Because again, if half of the population is doing this and half of them can't return or advance, we're in big trouble.
Yeah. Here's another myth that we hear a lot. And I actually have heard this in my private practice a lot. That I'm too old, that, I've been out too long. I'm too old. There is ageism. And here's the reality. There is ageism. We've done tons of...
Whether or not you've taken a break.
Exactly. But to start to tell yourself that you're too old and that it is impossible for you is a real myth.
So I think a couple of things are helping us. One is the age at which people retire just continues to be pushed out. I mean, if you think about it, like I'm almost old enough to be expected to retire. And in some careers, I might have to be retired. Some places they have an age limit. And I started a company with you 5 years ago. I mean, so the paradigm has shifted. When the rules were written that you retired at 65, you were dead at 69. Now you're going to live to 85. 90, 95. So we're seeing people, actually in my private practice, I'm seeing people who have retired.
And now they're going back.
And they're going back because they're like, I mean, how much golf can I play? So I think we're seeing the age extended. And it should be, because it's a very long time to not be working. If people of our generation are supposed to live to 85 and you stop working at 62, I mean, that's 23 years of idleness. And we all know that using the brain and feeling productive are things that keep us healthier and living longer.
And it's really great for your mental health.
Yes.
I mean, I think
we both felt that.
Absolutely. Well, I think when you have a brain that is bright, that has, worked at a certain level for an extended amount of years, that understimulated brain is a real straight route to depression. So I think it really helps with mental health as well.
So a couple of other things though, with the age, just know that yes, there is ageism. And one thing that you bring though.
It's not a deal breaker.
No, it's not, because we now have 5 generations at work at the same time, and the really successful organizations and teams tap into the strengths of each one. Right. So instead of shying away from your strengths, which are wisdom, institutional knowledge, historical knowledge, context, maturity, stability, relationships. I mean, these are all very valuable skills.
Yes, they are.
And just as the digital native skills of really being able to do things efficiently, work reflexively, those things are good too, right? They're good when they're together. So really understanding and valuing yourself, what you bring, is helpful.
And so this last one's a little shift away from sort of the timeline of work and the gap and everything like that. And it's really more about the tools, right? Yeah. So thinking that you're just going to pull out your old resume and throw some keywords in there and then submit it, because it's all a numbers game. So like submit online. We have talked to you at length about not submitting online. And if you have missed any of those videos, you're going to want to dig into our YouTube channel and really read that. We steer you away from doing that because it's a rabbit hole that can make you feel like you're being productive, but you're not really being productive. Yeah.
And so the myth is that all I have to do is dust off my old resume and
keywords,
be fine.
Keywords, they're
and then apply online, and that it's a numbers game. Yeah. And to a certain degree, it is a numbers game, but the quality of the numbers has to be there. So you have, about a 20% chance of getting a job by applying online. We said that in a recent video. If that's the case, why would you want to put your time there?
Right.
If that 80%, that's where you want to play. And that's by networking. That's by talking to people. That's by doing research and finding either old colleagues who can help you, old mentors, old bosses, old clients, neighbors that you see on the sidelines.
Your children.
Yes, if you're an adult. Yeah. That's right. I mean, if you're adult children, right. So it is a numbers game, but the quality of the number is important. So you should be putting your efforts more in those human-to-human contacts than just dusting your old resume off. And you should, if you're thinking of updating your resume, make sure you look at some of our resume videos, because there are specific ways of doing it that will make you more successful.
Right. So there you have it, career return myths. If you liked what you heard today, you can like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. We put out new content every Monday. If you want to learn more about us and our programming, you can visit us at www.preparetolaunchu.com. Thanks.